Everyone, it's me, Nikeo, here on the Mary's Helm channel, here to shape up your day with a little bit of positivity, okay? Have you ever heard the saying before, if at first you don't succeed, try again? Yes? All right, but what happens if you keep on trying, but then you're frustrated because it's just not perfect? Or what happens if you're waiting until you have the perfect idea, or the perfect thing to say, or the perfect thing to wear, or whatever it is, you're looking for perfection, and then it keeps you from getting started? Okay, so if you have this problem, or you know someone who struggles with it, this is something that's called perfectionism, right? And it's okay to want to walk in the spirit of excellence. This is me. Like, I love doing things like excellent, like really taking my time and being detail oriented and things like that. But even myself, sometimes I can find myself stagnated by spending too long trying to do something because I want to get it perfected, as opposed to just moving along like it's okay right now. And part of the process, what I've learned, especially as like a small business owner, is sometimes it's okay to not have it all the way perfect, and then you just use that time in there to refine. And then you also have to figure out, like, okay, do I need to like stop this right away so I can start something different? But if you spend too long trying to get it perfected, then sometimes you never get anywhere. All right, so I wanted to share with you a few tips today on what can you do if you're struggling with perfectionism, or if you have a child or a student who's struggling with it as well and it's prohibiting them. Remember, it's okay to walk in the spirit of excellence. You should walk in the spirit of excellence. But the perfectionism point, like, oh, I'm going to reach this point of perfection, I don't want to do it until it's 100% perfect, and it's prohibiting your movement forward or even getting started at all, that's when it's a problem. Okay, so tip number one is just recognizing that there's no such thing as perfect in this world. No such thing at all as perfect in this world. We are all works in progress. Everything can start in a place where it's really, really good, but then it can still be enhanced. In fact, that's what happens all the time in life, right? You find one product and then there's an upgrade, and it's not because it wasn't already great to begin with, but then you just find something that makes it better. Okay, so really just recognizing that there is no such thing as perfection in this earth. Okay, and so when you get past that, that helps you to feel free to move forward or not stress out about something that's wrong. A second tip that I would give you is making sure that you are sending messages that says it's okay for it not to be perfect. It's okay for it to be enough for right now. And so if you're a teacher out there, what that might look like is, I remember when I was a classroom teacher, one of the things I used to do is I would always give the exemplar example, and it was only like the top excellent example of like, this is what it should be. And sometimes that can be stressful or overwhelming for someone. And when you really think about it, like, okay, so this is what it looks like if you want the 100% or whatever the case may be, right? But 100% doesn't have to always be the goal. And again, I'm not saying don't walk in a spirit of excellence, but anyway, the way I crafted that is I started collecting multiple samples of work. Like, okay, this is a high quality work, this is a average quality work, like this is acceptable still, and then this is a low quality work. And instead of putting the labels on it about high, medium, and low, I actually would do rubrics with my kids and then talk about the different things that they were supposed to learn, skills, right? The activities that they were supposed to do. And then they would look at those three pieces of work, those three samples that I would give them, and I would say, what would you think about this work? What could make it better? What could make it worse? And then, you know what was really, really amazing is, even when you had that high quality work, kids would still come up with ideas of what could make it even better. So again, there is no such thing as perfection. And so if you present it in such a way that this is what you got to do to get the 100, then it also even puts like a glass ceiling there that kids feel like, oh, this is it and that's all I have to do. No way. You can always go above and beyond. And sometimes you don't always know what that above and beyond is. Okay, so yeah, use rubrics and make sure that there's different examples, and allow the children, again, if you have students, to be able to look at those different pieces and evaluate them on their own and talk about what's high quality, what's okay quality, why is it poor quality, and why in comparison to the rubric. What could you do to make this one better from each of those three phases? Okay, and again, my last tip, just to kind of paraphrase from my first one that I already did, because I gave you 2 tips today, is just making sure that you recognize there is no such thing as perfection. Okay, you guys, so I hope that that was helpful for you today. It shaped up your day in a positive way, not a way that stressed you out. If this message was helpful for you, please make sure that you leave me a thumbs up. If you feel like there's somebody out there who could benefit for it, share, comment, leave me a comment about how it was helpful for us out here. And then last but not least, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, we'll see you next time, you guys. And for all my stars out there, you keep on shining. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.